The
this
Coast Guard is
here.
warning of a tsunami approaching the area. Residents should avoid roads and waterfronts.
There's allegedly a tsunami here. Astor Park is gone. Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in Waffle County. The city is looking really nice. I'm loving this new ore industry we've got going on over here. And I am super pumped about what we're doing today. Man, this button moves. Okay, so I think I figured this out. This button moves every time I enter the cinematic camera and I exit. The button has found a new home. Can I hide the button? What is that? That is District Style Plus. Show standalone. Get rid of that. In the last part, we worked on our hickory ore extraction site, which is going really well. However, we need to generate pretty much, well, actually not pretty much. We need to generate more product than we've ever created before for us to get to the next level. We're doing really good on our workers, and we're doing great on the actual production and making a profit from this. However, we gotta kind of just wait around a bit. Okay, great. We're gonna do all three of those, mainly because it's gonna increase the production, which means we're gonna have a quicker chance of getting to level 4. I'd love to get this whole extraction site to level 5 by the end of this episode. So what are we going to go ahead and start with? We have absolutely no demand for residential. We've got some demand for commercial, and we've got some demand for industry. Let's get a quick peek. If we come over here and we look at offices, so we've got some offices. What are the custom offices we have? Okay, not a ton. We don't have any custom there or there. Custom business, we've got a whole smattering. So I'm thinking that what I would like to do is, please ignore the frame rate, we're not stressing about it. I would like to begin kind of messing around here with Alphabet City. I think this is where I want to put a little bit of energy today. It's either Alphabet City or the Otterville area, which is going to have our port. Maybe we'll work on this section. Although I pictured Otterville being a bit more residential. So instead, we're coming over here. Let's go ahead and just kind of see what we end up with if we build a road here. I think this is going to be raised. Is this the toggle straight slope? Don't follow terrain shape. I don't actually know if you did that though, because if I do this, it looks pretty similar. Let's send this out 20. And I'm wondering if it would make sense to raise this up a bit more. See, I'm happy with the height here. I don't think, let me just do 20 on both sides. If I did it like this, and we placed a road on the ground, if I turn Anarchy off, it cannot fit underneath. Oop. Well, part of the reason for that is because it's so elevated. Turn Anarchy off. Can this go underneath? Okay, this can fit underneath. And actually, that looks...
The Forest Service has stated that there is a risk of an imminent forest fire in the area.
Okay.
Residents are advised to avoid
Luckily for
forested
us,
areas. A forest fire
okay,
is raging in the area.
Where is our emergency response vehicles? We already got somebody there. Great. We've got one. We got 3 things on fire. I think this is going to be fine. Where is our closest fire guy? Right there. So while the forest fire is raging, which is hardly a forest fire, what does our sloping look like here? Slope from here to here is 7. If we slope from here to here, 2.3, it hardly changes any, but that is a totally that is a good road. So I think we're okay there. It does send us here directly into this cliffside, which the question now becomes, do we tunnel this in and then bring it out over here somewhere? Or do we lower all of this down? I think we do something unique. I think we tunnel it in.
The Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching the area. Residents should avoid roads and waterfronts.
Oh, we have a tsunami. We have not had a tsunami in ages. I'm terrified. Let's be real. We needed a disaster. We needed something to shake it up a bit. But Oh my god, we have not had a tsunami in forever. Okay, so these two are going to be bridges. We're going to keep this pause. We're going to have the tsunami hit. Don't worry, it's going to happen. But I want to get this little portion here built out. So those are connected. This now goes underground. And yes, I know we're getting a tsunami, but I want to build this before we get a tsunami. Let's use this slope and let's see, like, what is the grade here? Because it could be ridiculous. I mean, 16.9. Can we get this to a better number? 8.9 is still not great. 9.2, still horrendous. Let's keep lowering it. I think the best way to do this is we're going to find a height that works, and then we'll have to do some terrain work here. But I think we've got some room to work with. You know what? Better yet, actually, undo all of this. Make all of this height. Let's take this road. Let's send this to here, straight out. Because right here is going to be the connection, right? This is the area that's going to connect up. This is better. This is better already. Okay, but right now we've got a bunch of 8.5s. We have a 15.7. If we grade it here, 4.3. Much, much better. Now, the one issue this is going to give us, though, is that we've basically bypassed this whole area, and I want to have some kind of city-ish thing over here. So we're going to have to figure out what that looks like. Let's go ahead and hit play. And let's see if we can get a peep of this tsunami. I don't know if I see it yet. How's it going over here? We've got some strange edge pieces over here. What are the chances that if we wanted to have a highway ramp, like come off of this area, right? It would come off of here. Let's send it out flat next to this. 40 units. Now, I can tell you right now, this is entirely too much. Because here to here, we have a 20 grade. And even that's 14 grade. That's still not going to work. Okay. So, alternative would be, what if we took this
The Coast Guard
here.
is warning of a tsunami approaching the area. Residents should avoid roads and waterfronts.
There's allegedly a tsunami here.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution
There
and avoid
is a
roads
wave.
and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Of all the tsunamis to get, like, we had to get this tiny one. I mean, I guess it's a good thing. Oh, this ends up just causing a problem. Like, it just fills this area with like a bowl, and it really just floods itself, which is fine. I guess that's bound to happen. This area here, good to know. This whole peninsula doesn't make it every time a tsunami comes. So we build nothing here. In fact, I would like to argue that we need to make a note to ourselves, the floodlands, because that always floods. But we do see it coming. It is moving its way in. Wow, and it's only a 2 point, let's speed it up. It's only a 2.7, and that's pretty decent. Like, I thought the height was really small, but like seeing where the land is and seeing the water move its way in, that's pretty intense. I mean, the port is totally gone. I can't wait till we build this port and it just doesn't make it. Here's where we get a true test of the wall, though. Like, how's the key gonna hold up? Does get flooded. Does have enough strength to flood at least this amusement park. What was this amusement park called? Astor Park. It does have enough strength to flood Astor Park. It does come right up behind these buildings, and it floods some of these houses. Wow. Oh, man. Oh, no. It's tall enough to hit the university. Oh, it's hitting the You weren't supposed to be that destructive. Is anything going to break? We're losing some buildings. Astor Park is gone. Astor Park is completely flooded. Oh, it's going up the streets. Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I like how the ride is still running. It's like, you know what? Tsunami or no tsunami, we're running. Okay, so this area is clearing out. It's now coming towards the heart of the downtown. Some of our streets are flooded, but they're clearing out pretty quick. The benefit is this is sloped just slightly, so when the water comes up, it does just fall back into the river. Luckily, the heart of the downtown has the highest key wall in the whole area, which is intentional to help us protect from tsunamis. So, I mean, all that made it. We have some destroyed buildings that we can quickly go ahead and just get in here, go ahead and rebuild. You're ready for rebuilding, which is fantastic. Okay, it did end up reaching here, but it reached it from this back edge. So you know what? It is not totally protected. This is only a 2.7. I'm shocked by the destruction for a 2.7. It's reached the key wall. It's moving its way throughout the streets. Like, roads are flooded. It's clearing out pretty quick though, but like, look at these stacks of cars just stuck. We've moved up to the river's mouth, and at this point, it does look like the tsunami is receding. It can't really get past this area, which is a good thing. There was some issues here at Astor Park, but it looks like we survived. There was light flooding here in the downtown that does look to have survived as well, which is great. Nothing was terribly destroyed, which is wonderful. Let's do this. I do think I want to upgrade these roads here to 2-lane. And there's a reason for this. Basically, this is our bypass. This road is made so that if you wanted to get over and through Alphabet City, you could really easily without too much hassle. You know, 13 units over, that's a very sharp turn. I think we go 10 units out at a 45-degree angle. Now, we're going to take this, we're going to make it the same height as this, which does get us to kind of ground level. And then what I would like to do is let's go ahead and curve this kind of up this road here. We're going to make sure that the height is 0. And let's do this. Get a road. Straight. Ground level. Let's send a road. Okay, please stop doing that. Send a road directly across this whole area. Just like so. We're then going to take this road, and with a curve, we're going to bring this road, make sure it stays on ground level. And we're going to bring this road over here. From a slope standpoint, what are we looking at? Some really terrible slopes here. 7 is still too much for me. So let's bring this out straight. Ignore snapping. No angle snap. I want this to come out straight to here. Oh, congratulations. Hickory ore extraction site has reached level 4 area bonus. We have minus 30% pollution and plus 29% efficiency. We've unlocked a car factory, ore industry maintenance building, fiberglass plant, ore industry storage, and a large ore mine underground. We're going to look at all that in a moment. Let's see. Why can't I get some numbers here? There we go. All right, 4.5%. It's a little strange that like that's your entrance, but I think this is going to be our entrance. And I think what we'll do is we'll have another road that comes out and connects into here. But I think the road connecting in is going to be near Bradley Street. I think Bradley Street is going to be removed from here back. Let's actually remove most of this. Let's grab this road. Let's upgrade this road, flip it. So we have this interchange here. It's nothing extravagant by any means, but essentially you can be coming down this road and you can exit onto this avenue. Or if you're on this avenue here, you can enter. They end up doing their crossing before the other comes, or after the other comes on or off. So we don't have to worry about too much congestion there. So this particular avenue here is going to be receiving everyone who is coming from this direction, which so far will be no one. And then this particular avenue here will be receiving everyone coming from this direction, which will soon be some people. But this is looking pretty decent, and I'm excited. We're moving our way over to Port Sirepo. I'm imagining suburbs, Port Sirepo. This area here is always going to flood, so something to just kind of keep in mind as we move forward. Now we're going to pause it because we've been running kind of non-stop. I would like to think about getting this to the next level. So I was kind of intentionally letting this run a bit. So now we're at 6,800 resources until the next level. What we need to do is get 650 workers, which we don't even have enough space for those workers right now, which means we need to build some materials over here. I am thinking, from looking at what you guys have commented, it seems like the majority would prefer that we did the factory over in this area and then had a cargo line that came on down and connected into the port. I love that idea. We've unlocked the large ore mine underground. This does pollute, which is something to note, but if it's along this road here, it just misses that area. So I think if we brought a road out and we set up one back here, we could avoid polluting the barracks area. We also have the fiberglass plant, which is going to produce glass 85 workplaces and produces 6,400 units per week. So I definitely want one of these in here. It has lots of pollution to it, but I think we could probably squeeze both of these things in here. We could squeeze this guy over here. We're just going to do it instead of talking about it. Let's just do it. This rotary kiln is producing metals. So we're producing metals and glass right here, which means I am in need of some type of storage facility over here for both of those things. We also unlocked this, which is an ore industry storage. This just makes noise pollution, but it doesn't actually have any issues with ground pollution. I'm tempted to kind of rework this, I think, one more time because I'm curious if it makes more sense to have these buildings here feeding these buildings. That's 90% full and 95% full and it's set to empty. This is telling me we have too much ore being produced and not enough production of ore items. So I think we remove the 4 smaller ones because we have these larger guys now. And instead we create 2 new glass plants right here, back to back, replacing the production of ore or the mining of ore into production of glass. I recognize one is on the main road. That's okay. It's not nearly as crowded over here as I originally thought it might be. So I think that's all right. Let's go ahead and move this over here for now, just briefly. And let's remove this road we just placed down. Can we consider 2 of these next to each other? I shouldn't have removed that road actually. And now that gives all of this off the main road. You're going to have guys coming down to drop things off to these 3 storage facilities, but then you're also going to have people leaving these storage facilities to take these items to these production centers. Now, these production centers, I'm realizing, are kind of sitting right in the middle, right? We have all these people getting ore that are then having to take the ore all the way over here, and then this ore here is having to be brought to these buildings here. It's not ideal. They're kind of crossing over each other a little bit, but that's okay. Now, we also are going to need to store everything we're creating. And because we just really upped the glass production, over here we have 2 small glass facilities. I think for now we could potentially leave those. The metals is totally full. So we need more metal storage. I think we're going to also probably need more glass storage. So let's go ahead and place right here, metals and glass. I think we need both. This here is going to be glass. This here is going to be metals. And I think for now we can set both of these to empty, knowing that we're going to be producing so much, we're probably going to end up using really everything there. Okay, so we've got more than enough production here. What's nice about this is it's actually setting us up pretty well, because now we're getting into these flatter buildings. It's making more and more sense to then have our unique factory right here, right along this edge. And this factory can go right there. I think that's great. And what's also good about this is that the pollution is actually quite centralized. So the pollution only kind of touches midway through the factory, which I think is a good thing. So this is slowly expanding a bit. I think that's probably as large as it's going to get. But back over here, because I do want to do just a little bit of plopping some buildings over here. So let's get in this and let's grab this. Does it tell you if it has parking? Yes, this says it has parking spaces with wide sidewalks. Let's definitely do wide sidewalks here near the middle. So I designed this so that this center area is 13 across. With this being 13 across, if we were to bring this on through, how far out is this? That's 11 units, which is what we want. We want 11 units because we're one away from this avenue. So we have wide sidewalks. If we brought this in 15, this would be the center here, which I don't think we need on every area, but I almost wonder if we make little H's. So we have an H here, right? And then we would do another H right here. So we have 1 and 2, and these middle roads are kind of just serving as an additional connection for the people in the area, but are not actually going to be through roads. Is that weird? It's a little weird. I don't know if I hate it. These roads will not have sidewalks so that we can have parking on them. I think we'll also have parking on this back road here. Back to the wide sidewalks. I would like, I think, this corner here to be a bit of a park. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We're going to bring this out 30 units like the other side. Just to here. Oh, wrong button. Just to here. Okay. We'll bring this out 30 units. We'll bring this out 30 units. We'll bring this out 30 units. Then at the 15 mark, so if I come out to right here, we're going to give that an H. I think we will also give this road here some parking, as it's kind of a barrier road there. And then I think that we're going to bring this out 5 units with the intention to curve it along the highway. Because eventually I think we're going to need an additional entrance and exit somewhere over here off of this road. But that kind of gets some roads all the way down this way. I have not figured out how we're connecting all this up. That is something I will not make you watch me struggle with, because that is not going to be enjoyable content. Similarly, on this side, I want to do a connection here. And a connection here with some parking at the 15. Okay, I think we might leave that empty. And then I think we're going to do a similar setup over this way. It's different. It's different. I'm curious how this is going to work. Like, I don't know if this is going to work the way I'm hoping it will. I think this comes straight on out, and I actually think we just ditch this. The grid breaks a little bit there. Now, over here in our city, when we were naming our roads, we have G Alley. We also have Catherine Street, Pine. This is actually one of our streets here. This is F Street. So F, G Alley. I think G begins here. This is G Boulevard. I guess by doing this way, though, we've set it up so we don't have any... Hold on. I wanted this to be Alphabet City, and I don't really have many roads that would classify, like, work for this. Okay, better yet, let's go back over here. This is not going to have an alphabet in it. This is going to be Ashland, Street, Borges, Dickinson, Crescent. I'm not really concerned about the spelling here. We're just kind of messing around. So now this can actually truly be an alphabet city. I want these to go this direction. So this here is A Street. A Street is small, but that's okay. This here is B Street, C Street, Foxtrot Avenue, I Street, J Street. And then for these roads, this is Belmont Boulevard and this is G Boulevard. I don't want this to be G Boulevard. I think that this could be Alphabet Boulevard, or better yet, this middle one can be Alphabet Boulevard. And then this one here can be Riverfront Boulevard. All right, great. So now we have some kind of setup here. We are gonna need, I guess, does this get power because it's connected to the highway? Yes, great. So we're gonna need some water throughout here. So let's go ahead and just plop down some water pipes. Now we are gonna have to work on this zoning though. Alphabet City has actually been moved. This here is Alphabet City, this whole area. I'm wondering though if we're gonna break this up into neighborhoods because this is a massive area. I think what we'll do, Alphabet City is going to be what's here at the hilltop. So let's go ahead and clear all this out. This area here is Alphabet City. This area is not. Bam. Let's go ahead and clear all this. This front side here will not be Alphabet City. That will be something else. Alphabet City will come along here. Come along here. Okay. This is going to be something totally different. While we wait for, we've got more than enough workers. We need still some more production. So while we wait for that, I'm going to go ahead and just start plopping down some buildings and we're going to see kind of what comes out of it. But I'm going to just throw down some stuff and we'll kind of go from there. I want to use some offices. I want to use some, oh, you know what? Do we have, if I go to styles, European, modern pack, built-in, modern pack, built-in style. I don't really know what any of that means. Let me go ahead and make a theme for Alphabet City, and then we will be right back. Okay, so I've given this, I've created a theme, styles, Alphabet City, save. Right now, it only has commercial and office. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of zoning. And let's see what we get. Like if I were to make this commercial, what is this road? This is Alphabet Boulevard. I think Alphabet Boulevard would be like lots of commercial. If we did like maybe a block of offices here together, like let's see what happens if we do this and I just fast forward it until some stuff builds. While we wait, I think we also get in here with a hospital for sure. Turn off anarchy. We're gonna find a place where this actually fits, which is gonna be nowhere. Okay, C Street, you gotta go. I need a hospital. And the hospital can go here. I'd like this to be behind it, so we're going to force this. No, I don't want it behind it. That's strange. Can be down the street though. That's fine. Okay. We're also going to need a fire department. I think we use one of the modernish ones. We set it right kind of here on the corner. Everyone can get to it, easy to find. We also need a police department. I think we use a big headquarters kind of building. This can go down this way, further down the avenue. And then, ooh, but better yet, do we want to use one of these guys? I like these buildings a lot. Let's see how this is looking so far. Okay. I might have to finesse this a bit, but I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit of like a DC style. Okay, we've got a lot of these, so hopefully they don't last for long. A little bit of a DC style in that the buildings are a certain height, although I do permit some taller buildings. So we'll see what we come up with here. We only have one entrance and exit right now, which is not great, but we do have this train. I know that a lot of people are going to hate what I'm about to do, but I basically need this train to come all the way up here. It definitely needs to go to here. I then think we tunnel the train from here to here. 14. Good God. All right, that is really not great. Gonna have to figure out how we're gonna approach this. Like, we're making it a little bit better. It's still entirely too steep for a train. I totally get that. But these are one of those moments where we're gonna have to suspend some of that realism. What would happen if I sloped from here to like right here? 6.5. That's not bad. Okay. What if we sloped from there to here? 9.6. That is bad. Okay, hold on, but wait a second. Wait a frickin' second. We might be onto something. If this came all the way to here instead, and we sloped from here down to here, 8.2. Still not great. I think for now, as unpopular as this is going to be, I think for now we use a very, very generic train station. We place it off of G Street, which I think continues on through, like we had before. And I think this is where the train station goes. It's not super fancy. It's not crazy by any means, but it's something. This, I think, could potentially bridge over. Like, height-wise, way too low. But now the real question is, how do we get the train to connect to this? Because, like, now this is even higher than it was before, which isn't what we want either. Okay, better yet, this, I think, moves over here to the other side. I'm willing to forgo this particular road here, Earl Street. I'm willing to get rid of that. I don't think we need it. I know that this needs to continue down. This is E Street, F, G, H. But Earl Street, like, this doesn't actually need to be here. E Street can connect in like so. The benefit to having this over here is that I'm now able to, one, go ahead and sink this down. Like, when do you go underground? I think the first underground bit is going to be entirely too steep, but that's just some of the mechanics of the game that we've got to work with, so I'm okay with that. But this gives us the opportunity to maybe get a bit more intentional with working our way up. So I think we grab this and we go from here over to here, a nice large curve. Okay, and then using the multi-tool, we hold shift, we go from here to here, 8.3, still 8.3, still 8.3. But I guess that's not terrible. I mean, it could be worse. So I'll take it. 8.3 works for me. All right, so now we've got a train station, which is great. What is the train line that we have going here? This is the east-south route, which goes right over this way and now comes out over here, which is awesome. We finally have something over here. Now we're getting a lot of duplicate buildings, which is not the goal. I think what's probably going to happen here is I'm going to do a lot of plopping myself. I have a vision. So I think that this is cute. I think I want to build it out a little bit and detail it some more. I'm not totally happy with how some of this has worked out on its own. So if I were just to do this myself, I think I might love it even more. Yes, like that's exactly it. That looks good. We will, though, move this straight on up to here and move this straight on up to here. Okay, that's pretty good. So we're going to keep working on Alphabet City. It's got some much needed... It needs some love. It needs some love. How are we doing over here? I wanted this to get to level 5 today, but okay, we're close. We need an additional 2,000 resources, and we're at 3 times speed. I don't think we're going to get to 5 today, so we're going to leave this part here. We got a lot done. I don't know if it looks like it, but we really did. We built this area here, Alphabet City. We also have Rosewood Hills, which is going to be riverfront estates. We're going to come up with something here. We got to come up with a name, but I think this is going to be kind of a touristy area. We have Alphabet City, which is going to be very DC-esque. So I'm going to probably, in the next episode, just start off with a time lapse and just start figuring out what goes where. That is kind of my initial plan. I think that all this is looking pretty good. Over here, we got Hickory Ore Extraction Site to level 4, almost 5. We need 2,000 more to get to 5. And we built the industrial steel plant, which is making a profit. It's at 150% production. Even with 150% production, this is set to balance, and these are both half full. This is finally empty, but even empty, like 9 trucks are in use. The moment it gets some stuff, another truck has to leave. So these are starting to go pretty well. This stuff here looking pretty good. Now, what does all this buttons here do? Ooh, I'm not ready for transfer manager. We're going to ignore that for now. I'm not there. You're producing metals, which is great. You're producing glass. The metals are empty. And the glass is empty, which is a good thing. We're kind of keeping our storehouses empty. This is set to balance. It's got 52, which allows for these guys to keep producing metals. So as long as all of our production buildings are receiving the ore they need, then we're doing pretty good, I think, with balancing. So we're going to end it here. In the next part, we'll be at level 5. And we're going to have some more work done on Alphabet City. So until then, guys, I will see you all in the next one.